Welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit. It's been like probably about 7-8 days since I've last uploaded, and that is because this new mic was coming in and I couldn't figure it out. Well, I finally got it figured out, I think, and I'm going to do kind of like a little bit of a special video because of that. Well, not really because of that. I had it in the plans to do this video, but that video is 5 brands that you should be selling this summer of 2022, that are going to fly off your shelves. They are not going to be sitting around for long. They are going to be in your store and out of your store with money in your pocket, which is what we all love, right? The first brand that I want to talk about is a brand called Relwyn. I don't think many people have heard of it, and I would kind of be surprised if you actually have. It is sold commonly on Huckberry, so if you're familiar with Huckberry, you're probably familiar with Relwyn. But Relwyn flies off the shelves. Now, I've sold 2 things made by Relwyn in the past about 3 to 6 months. One of them was a pair of shorts that I sold like 2 weeks ago, and I sold them for $80. And the other was a jacket that I sold probably 3 to 6 months ago, 3 to 4 months ago, and I was asking $280, and it ended up selling for over $200. With all that huge profit out there, is that just like a rare thing, or is everyone experiencing that? Well, if we use Terapeak's product research on eBay, we can see that the average sold price for Relwyn clothes, just Relwyn men's clothes, is $86.64, plus another $10.09 to ship that item. Over $80,000 in sales and 933 total items sold. Now, 933 items sold isn't really a lot of items in the grand scheme of things. A couple of these other brands we're going to be talking about have sold way more than that. But 933 items, what that tells me is you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as kind of like a glass half full, where that's not very many people that know about this brand, or a glass half empty, as like this brand is up and coming and it doesn't really, there's not a lot of it out there. Through my experience, I've found it twice in the past 3 to 6 months. I mean, that used to be like how often I'd find Lululemon, and now I find Lululemon all the time. So just be aware of it, be looking for it. It's a super cool brand. It's got that cool bird fishtail logo. So be on the lookout for it and definitely pick it up. All right, so the next brand that I want to talk about is a brand that is more popular than Relwyn, but less popular than the other ones we're going to talk about. And that brand is Grayson. Now, Grayson has kind of come onto the reselling scene within the last couple of years, to my knowledge, and it does really well. It is kind of, it resells better than brands like FootJoy or Adidas as far as like price wise, but it doesn't quite have the volume that those brands have. So using Terapeak product research again, we can see in the past 365 days, the average sold price for a Grayson golf polo is actually $55.76, plus another $687 to ship it. That is over $726,000 in total sales, with over 13,000 total items sold. So you look at a brand like Relwyn that's only sold like 933 compared to Grayson that's sold over 13,000. That is a huge difference. And that is most likely meaning that there are a lot more products like Grayson out in the thrift stores and at garage sales that you'll be able to pick up and buy. So the third brand that I want to talk about is similar to Grayson, but just kind of like a worse version. That brand is the Nike Tiger Woods collection. Now, the Nike Tiger Woods collection sells pants, golf polos, pullovers, all sorts of stuff. But I want to talk specifically about their polos because that's the season we're in. We're getting into golfing season, and that's what people are going to be buying. It kind of helps to beat that summer slowdown that most sellers experience on eBay. Now, this brand isn't quite as good as Grayson. It sells for about half of Grayson at an average sale price of $28.05. But it still is a good brand that you want to be picking up and reselling because it is popular. Nike is just a household name. Everyone knows what Nike is. Now, in the past 12 months, there's been $215,000 in sales. That's crazy. Like, that's a number that I can't even wrap my head around. $215,000 in sales off of this one brand. And that also includes the older style, which sells for significantly less. So that average sold price is actually getting brought down, where I would venture to guess that of the new style, the average sold price would probably be around $30 to $33, $34. So definitely be looking for the Night Tiger Woods collection. This is what the old style looks like. It's kind of got the tag on there and the buttons don't look as good, where this is the new version and it looks way more premium, way more sleek, and people definitely want it. How could you possibly make a reselling video about the top 5 brands without talking about our 4th brand? And that brand is Lululemon. I know, everyone talks about Lululemon. It's the prices are going down on eBay because they've started reselling it on their own store. I haven't noticed any of that. I certainly don't think a lot of people have. Maybe you have, and that really stinks because that's cutting into your profit margin. But for me, I haven't really noticed it. I never used to sell a ton of Lululemon just because I didn't find it, but recently I've been finding it all the time, and it sells for great money. In the past 365 days, the average sold price is $43.83, plus another $7 to ship it. So you're looking at $50. But the kicker is that there's over 128,000 items sold. That is bonkers. Over $5.6 million in sales. Guys, that brand is like bread and butter. We need to be selling that every time we see it. Now, one of the issues with Lululemon is that people know it, and people will either buy it more casual resellers, or people will price it way up at thrift stores and garage sales just because it is such a high-end brand. So you're talking like, I've seen it for like $15. I've bought it for $15 per item, and that makes it a lot lower profit margin. But if we look at averages and stuff, it generally is still worth it. Now, I wouldn't buy like a Lululemon, I don't know, tank top for $15 because then you can probably only get 20 out of it, and then after fees, it's not worth it. But if you find like a hoodie or some pants, like definitely buy it. So I want to wrap this video up with our 5th brand, and that is a footwear brand. Now, footwear is a little bit hit or miss, and it's definitely seasonal. Up here in Minnesota, we're experiencing winter for, well, 9 months out of the year most often, and nobody wants that. But in the summer, we tend to maybe overspend on the footwear that we want in the summer. And one of those brands that people like to buy is Chaco. Now, Chaco is a great brand. It's waterproof, durable, great for hiking, great for swimming, great for being on the boat. Just you name it, Chaco is great for it. And people will pay for Chaco. So in the past 365 days, the average sold price for Chaco is $39.63. I've actually personally sold 2 pairs of Chacos in the past probably 2 weeks. It was a brown men's pair and then a black woman's pair, and they both did really, really well. Now, there's over $400,000 in sales, which is great, but almost 11,000 sold items. That is huge. 11,000 sold pairs of shoes. So you know that this item is selling through quite often and really moving along. And if you can pick up a pair of Chacos at a garage sale for like $2, $3, sometimes 50 cents, I mean, garage sales are the best, and turn around and sell that for $50 with shipping, then you're set. That is a huge profit, and that's exactly what we're looking for. So definitely be on the lookout for Chaco sandals. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've had a really good time researching these brands and just figuring out based off my personal experience, and just I love to research the brands that I'm reselling. And these were 5 of them that I thought were great ones to mention on this video. Yeah, leave a like if you learned something today, especially I think Relwyn is kind of going to be one of those ones that most people don't know about. So let me know which brands you're reselling this summer to avoid the summer slowdown, and let me know if you like the mic. I think it's going to sound better. We'll see. It's just kind of a test run, and yeah, hopefully it'll work. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next one.